There is a road in New Jersey that carries more than just the silence of the night. Clinton Road, known for tales of phantom cars, occult rituals, and eerie apparitions. For many, it's just a legend. For others, a terrifying experience they will never forget. Are you ready to uncover the secrets of Clinton Road? Clinton Road, located in a remote area of West Milford, New Jersey, is not an ordinary road. It is surrounded by a dense and winding forest, where daylight seems reluctant to penetrate, and darkness lingers longer than usual. At first glance, it's just a narrow and deserted road, snaking for about 10 miles between trees and small lakes. But there's something about the atmosphere of this place that goes beyond its isolated and forgotten appearance. To those unfamiliar with the road, it might seem like an unassuming shortcut, a way to avoid the busy traffic of other highways. However, for locals and urban explorers who dared to venture there, Clinton Road is synonymous with fear and mystery. Since the early 20th century, disturbing stories have emerged about what happens there at night. And even during the day, when fog blankets the road like a shroud of uncertainty. Over the years, an aura of terror has enveloped this place. What should be just a quiet road has become the stage for macabre legends and inexplicable phenomena. Every curve, every bridge, every inch of the road seems to hold a horror story, a sinister memory waiting to be uncovered. For many, it's not just the road's isolation that provokes fear, but the persistent feeling that something or someone is watching, lurking in the shadows of the trees. Clinton Road is a path where the past meets the supernatural. Victims of fatal accidents, bodies found under mysterious conditions, and macabre rituals supposedly carried out in the surrounding forest are just some of the stories that fuel the road's dark reputation. And like any good mystery, there's always something more, something that is never fully revealed. As the years passed, the road became a place for thrill seekers and the curious, all drawn by the promise of witnessing the unexplainable. But many left terrified, without answers, and with more questions than before. For those who dare to travel Clinton Road, the darkness of the road is only the beginning of a journey where the real and the supernatural seem to coexist on a thin line. If there's one thing that defines Clinton Road, it's the vast collection of legends that surround it. Over the years, stories of encounters with the unexplainable have turned this road into a supernatural icon, and one of the most repeated legends is that of the ghost boy on the bridge. A few miles from the start of the road, there is a modest bridge surrounded by trees on both sides. According to the legend, if you stop your car on this bridge at night, get out, and throw a coin into the water, something unexpected happens. They say the spirit of a boy who drowned there returns the coin. Those who have witnessed it claim it's as if the boy is trying to warn travelers not to go any further. Some locals believe that this spirit is trapped on the bridge, forced to wander there in search of help. On certain nights, the sound of splashing water can be heard, even though no one is nearby. Some even swear they've seen the shadow of a small figure standing by the edge of the bridge, gazing at the river with a sad, vacant expression. However, this is not the only legend surrounding the road. Clinton Road seems to be home to inexplicable phenomena at almost every turn. Some drivers have reported seeing spectral figures slowly walking along the road, disappearing into thin air as cars approach. One of these figures is said to be a woman dressed in white, her face covered by a veil. She supposedly walks aimlessly, emanating a palpable sadness. Those who look directly at her, while driving, claim to feel a sudden wave of sorrow and loneliness, as if a part of their own soul has been drained. Another common report is of mysterious lights in the sky. At night, some people claim to see bright lights hovering above the trees or following cars for a short distance before disappearing into nothing. While some try to attribute this to natural phenomena or even modern drones, others believe that these lights are something much more sinister, perhaps from another world. For those who have witnessed these lights, the experience is described as surreal and unsettling, with a constant feeling of being watched. Clinton Road is also wrapped in stories of encounters with strange creatures, like the mysterious black dog. Locals and drivers have reported seeing a large black dog with glowing eyes, appearing out of nowhere and seemingly following cars closely. When drivers check their rearview mirrors, the dog vanishes, leaving only a sense of dread. For many, the black dog is seen as an omen of bad luck, a supernatural entity sent to warn of something terrible about to happen. The stories don't end there. There are tales of a haunted house hidden deep in the forest. Those who dared to go there report hearing whispers within the walls, even though the house appears completely empty. Some believe the house is a gathering place for occult rituals, while others suggest that the spirits of the dead from the road use it as a refuge. Whatever the explanation, the fear is real for those who have approached this house. What all these legends have in common is the sense that something inexplicable and dark pervades Clinton Road. Every story that emerges seems to be a piece of a macabre puzzle, where the road acts as a magnet for the unexplainable. No matter what legend or story you hear, they all lead to a single conclusion. Clinton Road is not an ordinary place. For many, these legends are just that, stories told around campfires or among friends. But for those who have experienced the inexplicable fear of driving this road at night, it's hard to deny that Clinton Road holds secrets that may never be fully understood. With every visit, the unknown seems to creep closer, and the tales of terror only grow, further fueling the mystery and fascination surrounding this cursed road. Clinton Road is not only surrounded by supernatural legends, it also has a real history marked by dark and tragic events. Over the decades, this desolate road has been the scene of mysterious accidents, disappearances, and even macabre discoveries, which have only strengthened its status as one of the most feared places in New Jersey. In 1983, the most shocking case involving Clinton Road made headlines in local and national newspapers. A cyclist riding along the road made a disturbing discovery. The decomposing body of a man was found in the forest next to the road. The man was later identified as Daniel Deppner, a local criminal. The investigation revealed that he had been murdered and his body abandoned there, further fueling the fear surrounding the road. The case was linked to the infamous hitman Richard Kuklinski, also known as the Iceman, who later confessed to being responsible for multiple murders in the area. This murder and the connection to Kuklinski reinforced the road's reputation as a site of criminal and occult activity. Besides this murder case, there have been reports of several bodies found over the years in the isolated areas of Clinton Road. Many of these bodies were never identified, and the causes of death remain unknown. In such a desolate region, far from the immediate reach of authorities, the road became an ideal dumping ground for criminals. This only intensified the fear among locals and the few who dared to venture there, believing the road was cursed. Unexplained accidents are also part of Clinton Road's dark history. Drivers have reported losing control of their vehicles without any apparent reason, often in sections where the road is relatively straight and free of visible obstacles. Some believe that the spirits of those who died there continue to haunt the area, causing these mysterious accidents. But perhaps the most sinister aspect is Clinton Road's association with macabre rituals. For many years, rumors of satanic cults and occult groups performing ceremonies in the forests surrounding the road have spread through the local community. Sacrificed animal remains, strange symbols carved into trees, and signs of abandoned bonfires are frequently found in the deeper areas of the forest. These findings have only heightened suspicions that Clinton Road is more than just a place for common crimes. It is a gathering point for evil. This blend of real crime, unexplained tragedies, and suspicious activities has created an atmosphere of fear and mistrust around Clinton Road. Even for those who don't believe in the supernatural, the road holds a concrete history of dark events that cannot be easily dismissed. Every curve seems to tell a story of danger, and every visitor leaves with the feeling that something sinister lurks in the shadows. Among the most recurring legends associated with Clinton Road, one of the most frightening is the phenomenon of ghost cars. Many drivers who have ventured onto this road at night report harrowing experiences with mysterious vehicles that appear out of nowhere and chase them, only to vanish suddenly without a trace. These stories, always shrouded in mystery, are passed down through word of mouth and have haunted locals and those brave enough to test their luck on the road. These apparitions are hard to ignore. The most common account describes an old truck with blinding headlights that unexpectedly appears behind vehicles speeding down the road. According to witnesses, the truck aggressively chases the drivers, closing in at an alarming speed, almost crashing into the rear of their cars. Panic overtakes those being pursued, but in the blink of an eye, the headlights vanish into thin air, as if the vehicle had never been there. One of the most famous stories involves a group of friends driving along the road on a summer night. They reported that, as they turned a corner, they noticed the headlights of a truck rapidly approaching from behind. The driver, terrified, sped up in an attempt to escape, but the truck continued to chase them, coming closer and closer. The group described a growing sense of terror as the vehicle seemed about to collide with them. However, when they looked back again, the truck simply disappeared. When they stopped to check, there was no sign of the vehicle, not even tire marks on the road. What makes these stories even more disturbing is the frequency with which they occur. It's not just a few thrill seekers who report this phenomenon. Over the years, dozens of drivers, many with no connection to one another, have shared similar experiences. The details vary, but the overall pattern remains the same. A car or truck suddenly appears, chases the victim's vehicle, and then vanishes without explanation. Although trucks are the most commonly reported vehicle, there are also stories of old cars, like models from the 1940s and 1950s, that seem to emerge from a bygone era. Drivers describe seeing these vehicles in the distance, parked on the side of the road or at one of the turnoffs, with shadowy figures sitting behind the wheel. As the cars approach, the ghostly vehicles disappear into the night or enter areas with no exits, deepening the mystery about their origin. Explanations for this phenomenon vary. Some believe that these vehicles belong to people who died in accidents on the road over the years, and now their spirits continue to drive endlessly, trapped in the cycle of their final journey. Others suggest that these cars are illusions caused by the unique geography of Clinton Road. The winding curves and lack of lighting could, theoretically, create the illusion of lights following drivers. There are also those who think that these vehicles are the result of some temporal anomaly. The theory suggests that Clinton Road is a point where time and space become distorted, causing drivers to see vehicles from past eras that somehow intersect with the present. These hypotheses, while fascinating, only add to the mystery surrounding Clinton Road, where the inexplicable has become part of the experience. For many, however, the ghost car phenomenon is more than just an urban legend. The emotional reactions of those who have experienced these chases speak louder than any rational explanation. The fear they felt, the adrenaline from a relentless pursuit, and the confusion that follows when the vehicle disappears leave a lasting impression. For those who venture onto Clinton Road at night, the fear is not just of ghosts and old legends. The danger feels real, visible through the intense glow of headlights that, for a moment, make the road seem alive, as if something out there in the dark is waiting. Beyond the supernatural phenomena and macabre stories of Clinton Road, there is another dark mystery that surrounds the road. Rumors of occult rituals and secret sect activities deep in the forest that envelopes it. For decades, locals and curious visitors have reported finding unsettling signs that something more sinister is happening in the shadows of Clinton Road. The first stories about occult rituals emerged in the 1970s, when hikers and explorers reported seeing hooded figures gathered around bonfires in the more remote areas of the road. These mysterious groups were often spotted in isolated clearings, and witnesses claim to have heard chanting in unknown languages, suggesting a connection to cults or secret practices. While many of the encounters were brief, the figures would disappear quickly once they noticed strangers. The marks left behind were hard to ignore. Among the most disturbing reports are the findings of strange symbols carved into trees, pentagrams drawn on the ground, and the remnants of bonfires still warm in the early hours of the morning. What began as rumors about satanic cults soon became a common narrative among those living near the road. Some say that Clinton Road was once a meeting point for occult worshippers, who conducted animal sacrifices and other dark rituals to invoke supernatural forces. In one of these stories, a group of teenagers decided to explore the road on a full moon night. Driven by curiosity and the legends surrounding Clinton Road, they ventured on foot along a trail leading to a remote area of the forest. As they progressed, they began to find clear signs they were not alone. Melted candles on the ground, animal bones arranged in circles, and strange symbols carved into rocks. Frightened, they hurried to leave the forest, but not before spotting a group of hooded figures in the distance. Without hesitation, they ran back to the road, feeling as though something was following them. Although there is no concrete evidence that these rituals still take place, the remnants left behind indicate that, at least at some point, Clinton Road was used for occult ceremonies. To skeptics, these signs may be the work of vandals or youths looking for some macabre fun. However, for those who truly believe, the evidence points to something much deeper, a connection to forces beyond human understanding. The combination of occult rituals with the already tense atmosphere of the road fuels theories that Clinton Road is a place where evil manifests in various ways. Whether these hooded figures are part of an urban legend or something more real, the road continues to evoke fear in those who dare to explore its depths. Clinton Road is a place where ghost stories seem to multiply with each generation. While some legends may be attributed to popular imagination, the supernatural sightings on the road have intrigued both locals and visitors for decades. Many who venture onto Clinton Road report events that defy rational explanation, fueling the belief that the road is a point of convergence for paranormal forces. Among the most common reports are shadowy figures that appear on the roadside, often shrouded in the mist that frequently engulfs the area at night. Drivers who have passed through Clinton Road late at night speak of silhouettes that materialize in the middle of the road or along its edges, only to vanish as the car approaches. Some describe these figures as indistinct human shapes, while others report seeing shadows lurking among the trees, as if watching, waiting. One of the most famous sightings is that of the woman in white. This figure appears, invariably, on the darkest nights, wandering aimlessly along the road, dressed in a long white gown. Her face, they say, is covered by a veil, but those who get close enough claim she has an expression of deep sorrow. Drivers recount that upon seeing the woman, they are overwhelmed with an inexplicable emotional weight, as if all the sadness in the world had fallen upon them. Many associate the woman in white with an old legend of a bride who was killed in a car accident on the road, and now her spirit roams eternally, searching for something she will never find. In addition to the woman in white, there is the black dog, an equally terrifying apparition. According to reports, the dog is much larger than a typical animal, with glowing eyes that seem to stare directly into people's souls. It suddenly appears by the roadside or in the middle of the road, forcing drivers to swerve to avoid it. The most frightening part, however, is that when they look back, the dog is simply gone. It is believed that this black dog is a harbinger of bad luck, a sign that something terrible is about to happen to those who see it. Some drivers who have reported encounters with the animal claim to have suffered accidents or misfortunes shortly after, further fueling the myth. Another frequently discussed phenomenon is the mysterious lights. Drivers and hikers report seeing bright lights floating in the sky or between the trees, often following their vehicles or disappearing without a trace. These lights, which some associate with UFO sightings, have been observed on several occasions, but no one has been able to explain their origin. Paranormal theorists suggest that Clinton Road may be an area of high energy, attracting otherworldly activity, such as extraterrestrial visits or even spiritual apparitions. Supporters of supernatural explanations believe that the bloody and tragic history of Clinton Road has created an energy charge in the area, which now attracts paranormal manifestations. According to this theory, the spirits of those who died tragically on the road, whether in accidents, murders, or occult rituals, remain trapped, unable to move on. The road then becomes a vortex of spiritual energy where the world of the living and the dead briefly intersect. Another common explanation for the supernatural phenomena on Clinton Road is the occult practices that are believed to have taken place there over the years. Satanic cults, pagan rituals, and sacrifices may have left spiritual marks on the location. According to this theory, the rituals summoned malevolent entities that now haunt the area. Some say that these entities are tied to the rituals, while others believe they are simply restless spirits unable to find peace. The encounters with shadowy figures, the presence of the black dog, and the sightings of the woman in white could, therefore, be manifestations of these forces summoned over the decades. However, there are also those who believe that Clinton Road may be the center of a temporal or dimensional anomaly. According to this theory, the location is a weak point between dimensions where time and space intertwine, allowing people to glimpse other realities. This would explain the sightings of figures and vehicles from past eras, as well as the inexplicable events that leave no trace in the present. Perhaps the drivers who see old cars or people dressed in anachronistic clothing are, in fact, witnessing echoes of another time, trapped between the past and the present. Regardless of the explanation, one thing is clear. Supernatural sightings on Clinton Road are neither rare nor easily dismissed. For every skeptic, there is someone who claims to have experienced something unexplainable on the road. Whether they are ghosts of past tragedies, beings from another world, or distortions of reality, Clinton Road remains a place of mystery where the unexplainable manifests, leaving visitors both puzzled and haunted. For those who believe, the road is much more than a lonely path. It is a gateway to the unknown. While the legends and supernatural sightings of Clinton Road have fascinated and terrified many over the years, there is also a significant portion of skeptics who seek rational explanations for the phenomena. For these skeptics, a combination of peculiar geography, psychological factors, and exaggerated local stories might hold the key to understanding what really happens on the road. One of the most popular explanations for the supposed sightings of ghostly figures is the phenomenon of pareidolia, a trick the human brain plays when interpreting shapes and shadows as something recognizable. On a road as isolated as Clinton Road, surrounded by dense trees and dark forests, it's easy for the mind, especially when affected by fear, to begin seeing figures or shapes that aren't really there. A play of shadows, combined with moving car lights or the reflection of the moon between the trees, can create the illusion of human or animal figures, fueling the belief that the road is haunted. Another common skeptical explanation involves the reports of phantom cars. Drivers who describe being chased by mysterious vehicles may be experiencing something simpler, a mix of anxiety and visual tricks caused by the darkness and lack of clear reference points on the road. Clinton Road is known for its winding curves and isolated stretches, which can create the effect of distant headlights seeming to approach quickly, but disappearing when the driver turns a corner. This illusion of pursuit can be amplified by the natural tension of driving in a location surrounded by so many frightening stories. As for the mysterious lights that many claim to see, some believe they can be explained by natural phenomena. Gases released by decaying organic matter in the forest can create a luminous effect known as will-o'-the-wisp, appearing as small flames or floating lights. Others suggest that the reflection of headlights or distant airplanes might seem more sinister in the isolated context of Clinton Road, where the silence and darkness amplify the perception of any unexpected visual phenomena. Skeptics also argue that the stories of satanic cults and occult rituals are likely exaggerated or, in some cases, completely fabricated. While traces such as candles and symbols might be found in the forest around the road, many believe these signs are left by teenagers seeking thrills or groups playing with the idea of rituals to scare others. These acts can easily be interpreted as evidence of occult activities, feeding the mystery, but without a real basis for believing anything supernatural is taking place. For skeptics, the true explanation for the phenomena of Clinton Road lies in the combination of environmental and psychological factors. The road is an isolated location with no lighting and a naturally eerie atmosphere. This setting, when combined with the power of suggestion, especially in an area filled with legends, can turn ordinary events into frightening experiences. To them, the real mystery of Clinton Road is not in the supernatural, but in the human ability to transform the unknown into something terrifying. Clinton Road is, without a doubt, a place where mystery and fear walk hand in hand. Over the years, the road has become a repository of legends and unexplained experiences, shaping its reputation as one of the most haunted locations in the United States. While skeptics offer logical explanations for many of the phenomena, it is undeniable that the combination of its dark history, mysterious sightings, and the legends surrounding it have created an unmistakable aura of dread. For those who believe in stories of ghosts, cults, and supernatural sightings, Clinton Road is more than just a deserted road. It is a gateway to the unknown, where the boundaries between the real and the paranormal seem to dissolve. Every curve, every shadow, and every sound holds the potential to reveal something that defies comprehension. For skeptics, on the other hand, the road is a perfect example of how fear of the unknown and a predisposition toward the supernatural can distort perceptions of perfectly natural events. What makes Clinton Road truly fascinating is its role as a mirror of the human condition. The road provokes something deep in everyone who crosses it, whether fear, curiosity, or skepticism. The simple act of driving through it, especially at night, stirs a mixture of emotions that go beyond reason. For some, it is the feeling of being watched. For others, it is the echo of the legends that lingers in their minds. Clinton Road forces everyone to confront their own beliefs about the supernatural, the unexplainable, and what may lurk in the depths of darkness. Whether it's the driver haunted by the headlights of a truck that never arrives, the adventurer who hears whispers coming from the forest, or the curious mind seeking a rational explanation for every event, all who pass through Clinton Road leave with a story to tell. In the end, the truth about the road may never be fully revealed. It is possible that Clinton Road is one of those rare places where mystery and reality intertwine, leaving us with more questions than answers. For those brave enough to face the road, the warning is clear. Clinton Road does not forgive those who ignore its secrets. Even if you don't see ghosts, you will undoubtedly feel the unmistakable presence of the unknown lurking nearby.